between Europe and Asia, economic dialogue, humanitarian missions, multi-vector cooperation and search for compromises in the world arena. How else does Kazakhstan participate in the development of the modern world? For more details, watch Kazakhstan International Vectors. Today in the program, Pacefull Atom as an integral part of Kazakhstan's international image. How to become a member of the UN Security Council. Why Syrian peace talks took place in Astana. Today, atomic energy serves the civil society, and Kazakhstan is one of the countries which is actively looking for new and more effective applications of it. Chemical industry can be an example. With the help of atomic energy, new chemical elements are successfully obtained and even water can be desalinated. In our country, another completely new direction is being practiced.
I'm
talking about irradiation of jewelry stones. Let's take topaz, for example. Under the influence of neutron irradiation, molecular structure of the gem changes and the stone gets new color, blue mostly. These blue stones are well listed on the market. Customers bring stones to the laboratory of the Institute of Nuclear Physics in Almaty. After that, specialists get the right color. The system of processing stones is beneficial first of all to the business because the price of the finished jewelry product depends on stone's color. And this is only one project of the Institute of Nuclear Physics aimed at the needs of population of Kazakhstan. Actually, we have many projects. For example, extension of the isotopes production. There is a need to use new isotopes in operation. New types of sources and methods are being developed, as well as new directions in the field of quality control of metal structures. And of course, our task is to constantly monitor these changes and somehow react to the conditions of the domestic market. Perhaps nuclear medicine is still the most popular direction of the Institute's work. Atomic energy is used both in diagnostics and in treatment of various diseases. Such a peaceful application of something originally created as a weapon to a large extent has been made possible due to initiatives of the head of the state. Today, Kazakhstan doesn't have nuclear weapons, and this is despite the fact that after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the country had the world's fourth largest nuclear capacity. However, the president took the policy of making a nuclear-free state. In 1991, the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site was shut. After that, the republic joined a number of international agreements on the elimination of nuclear weapons. 25 years ago, Supreme Council of the Republic of Kazakhstan adopted a resolution on accession to the Treaty on Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. An agreement was signed between Kazakhstan and the United States on the destruction of silo launchers of intercontinental ballistic missiles, liquidation of consequences of emergency situations, and prevention of the spread of nuclear weapons. 2 years later, the last nuclear charge was destroyed. Actions of Kazakhstan in the international arena had colossal consequences. All the nuclear powers of the time, the United States, Great Britain, France, China and Russia banned nuclear tests. The Treaty on the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban was developed by the UN and opened for signature. Kazakhstan signed it in 1996. So the country received the status of a state that stands for peace and peaceful settlement of conflicts. The next important initiative was the establishment of a dialogue between representatives of different religions.
Отправной точкой все-таки стала
The Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions became a starting point. Kazakhstan managed to gather all confessions at the negotiating table. We often talk about destabilization in the world, basically concerning religions or technical principles. But Kazakhstan recommended itself as a state free of destabilization and promoted its openness and good-naturedness to the world. The first Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions was held in Astana in 2003. As a result, a declaration was adopted in which spiritual leaders announced joint actions to ensure peace and progress for humanity and maintain stability in societies as the basis for harmonious coexistence in the future. The next, 6th Congress will be held in Astana in October later this year. Expo 2017, held in Astana, achieved its goals. Recognition of Kazakhstan in the world has increased, inbound tourism has grown, and country regions began implementing ideas presented at the exhibition.
До независимости Казахстана и во время обретения ее на начальных порах
Kazakhstan gained its independence, and during its actual acquisition, almost nobody knew about such a country.
С одной личностью,
but today people know Kazakhstan. And when being abroad, you say that you are from here. People would definitely say something positive about our president and about Astana. Expo also contributed much. It is not only a great achievement as a whole, it made its contribution to attracting foreign investments, technologies and tourists.
Привлечение инвестиций, новые технологии, развитие, привлечение туристов.
Shutter of the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site and Kazakhstan's abandonment of nuclear weapons, though happened in the past, have consequences in the present. The country continues to work actively for the benefit of the whole world and strives for a general reduction of nuclear programs. Cooperation of Kazakhstan and the International Atomic Energy Agency can be a good example. In July 2011, Kazakhstan supported the initiative to create a low-enriched uranium bank and sent a relevant application to the organization. In 2017, the bank was established on the territory of the Republic. Unprocessed uranium is a fuel for nuclear power plants. The bank is a uranium storehouse for countries that develop nuclear energy, but only for peaceful means. This step is again aimed at non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. Besides, Kazakhstan itself extracts uranium and supplies it to countries which work with this material.
Известно, что в Казахстане размещаются предприятия и рудники крупнейшие в мире урановой отрасли. То есть у нас добывается добрая половина всего урана в мире и перерабатывается.
The Institute of Nuclear Physics in Kazakhstan monitors uranium mines, controls 3 nuclear reactors that conduct research activities, as well as checks places where radiation had been accumulated back in the times of the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site.
Одним из самых важнейших, наверное, результатов нашей деятельности мы считаем снижение уровня радиофобии нашего населения. В 90-х годах на момент принятия этой безъядерной программы в нашем государстве радиации боялись все. В первую очередь боялись от того, что не имели реальной информации о том, что, как и где находится. В результате часто население, испытывающее стресс от боязни того чего-то непонятного, медицинские последствия этого стресса были гораздо серьезнее, чем сама-то радиация.
The low-enriched uranium bank is also under control of specialists and does not pose a threat to local residents. Another important step of Kazakhstan on the way to reducing the number of nuclear weapons in the world is to assist in concluding a nuclear deal with Iran, negotiations on which lasted for 11 years. Despite the fact that in May 2018 the US withdrew from the deal, Kazakhstan's position remains the same. The head of state announced Kazakhstan's position on Iran's nuclear program once again at the SCO summit. Kazakhstan has consistently supported and contributed to the conclusion of the agreement on the Iranian nuclear program. Therefore, we are absolutely committed to the preservation and further rigorous implementation of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. The Kazakhstan Institute of Nuclear Physics has already celebrated its 60th anniversary. It was established in 1957 on the initiative of academician Satpayev and with the support of the father of the Soviet atomic bomb, academician Kurchatov. The institute initially set the task of studying the use of an atom for peaceful purposes, which is still relevant today. Our achievements are in demand on the industrial scale in agriculture and especially in medicine. Therefore, I believe that the Institute of Nuclear Physics is not only a scientific research institution where nuclear specialists are doing their jobs, but it also makes a tangible contribution to the development of our economy. Diagnostics and treatment of cancer today is impossible without nuclear medicine. Thanks to the work of the Institute, Kazakhstan will soon be able to produce radioisotopes necessary to fight this disease. Also, the use of radioactive elements in industry for the purpose of obtaining materials with predetermined properties is investigated. Radioactive sources are also used in radiographic control.
Ну, чтобы более понятно было, значит, если, допустим, нам необходимо проверить легкие, то мы идем в кабинет, нам делают снимок легких, и специалист по снимку уже определяет, дает какой-то диагноз. В промышленной радиографии происходит примерно то же самое, только в качестве источника излучения используется не рентгеновское излучение, не рентгеновские аппараты, а закрытые источники излучения промышленные. Ими просвечивают разные стальные конструкции и по похожим снимкам определяют качество этих конструкций. То есть определяют наличие дефектов, есть дефекты, нет дефектов.
Of course, radioactive sources are used exclusively for peaceful purposes, in the control of the construction of metal structures, pipelines, aviation, etc. And these are not all the projects of the Institute. Spectrum of use of radioisotopes is incredibly wide, from transport to agriculture. But first of all, it's an opportunity to get energy without harming the environment. Another important point in the formation of the political image of Kazakhstan and the establishment of Astana as a dialogue platform is membership and chairmanship of the Republic in the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. The country joined OSCE in 1992 and headed it in 2010. The peacekeeping and negotiating potential of Kazakhstan was most vividly demonstrated during the signing of the final declaration of the summit in Astana, when Kazakhstan's diplomats within 10 hours were able to find acceptable measures for Russia and Georgia on the reflection of the status of Abkhazia and South Ossetia. They also helped to achieve similar consensus on the part of Azerbaijan and Armenia in assessing the problem of Nagorno-Karabakh. Largely thanks to these efforts, for the first time among the countries of Central Asia, Kazakhstan was elected a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for 2017-2018 and later assumed the presidency. Astana's priorities in this status concern the achieving a world without nuclear weapons, eliminating the threat of a global war, settling local conflicts peacefully, and countering terrorism worldwide. Before acting as a dialogue platform, Astana became a capital city. 1998, and this year the whole country celebrates the anniversary of this event. Rapid growth began in the new capital, and the city quickly became the second largest in the republic. Different major events are being held here.
Ну, сегодня Астана ассоциируется в мире вообще в целом как непосредственно мировая диалоговая площадка, которая призывает стороны к миру и соблюдению каких-либо правил международных. То есть Астана сегодня это центр Евразии, мы говорим, и это такой регион, который специфически в целом, и Казахстан себя позиционирует прежде всего при помощи Астаны, как непосредственно
and has already recommended itself as a serious hub on the regulation of certain
сегодня в мировой большой политике, то есть и не раз зарекомендовали себя как серьезный игрок или актор по регулированию тех или иных вопросов. То есть сегодня это в целый список, который можно перечислять и говорить, Астана сегодня действительно послужила миру с большой пользой.
Nuclear disarmament of the whole world, construction of a dialogue between representatives of different religions, discussion of global economic problems and prospects. All these issues are being resolved today in Astana. The Eurasian Economic Community was also created here by signing an agreement between the heads of Kazakhstan, Russia, Belarus, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. The Eurasian Economic Union later replaced this association. Political analysts are sure that the status of the platform where the dialogue between Europe and Asia is built is laid in the geographic position of Kazakhstan, a peace-loving foreign policy, and the ability to resolve internal and external conflicts only help this status consolidate. In 2016, world political leaders faced new challenges. Kazakhstan offered Astana as an additional platform for negotiations on the Syrian conflict. The talks in Astana are designed to consolidate the current ceasefire regime, to call on the parties to honor the agreements reached. That is, Kazakhstan again promotes a policy of peace and non-violence. All this positively influences not only the situation in the global arena, but also the global image of Kazakhstan. Thanks to the provision of Astana as a dialogue platform for the talks on Syria, Kazakhstan became known throughout the world, primarily due to its peace-loving policy.
То, что мы в Астане запустили астанинский процесс, мы объединяем много разных центров и сумели их посадить за стол переговоров. Это большой актив вообще в целом нашей страны. Мы как общество от этого выигрываем. Когда казахстанцы выезжают за рубеж, они благодаря такому роду вещам, как астанинский процесс, мы казахстанцы, чувствуем очень хорошо за рубежом. Нас воспринимают все. Нас воспринимают представители, допустим, каких-то конфликтующих народов между собой как друзей.
Experts see the prospects of Kazakhstan and Astana not only in the global political space, but also in the economy. The Astana Economic Forum is an excellent confirmation of this. It is one of the largest international forums of the world, which annually brings together global leaders, experts and representatives of business community to find solutions to combat the major economic and social challenges of our time. In 2018, this event also celebrates its anniversary.
Интерес к этому событию, он, во-первых, с точки зрения всего мира,
towards this event from the point of view of the whole world is characterized by a large number of very bright speakers, futurologists, professors, bright business stars and Nobel Prize laureates.
Большой плюс, что мы можем слышать, видеть самые последние, самые интересные события, открытия, знания, которые есть в нашем мире. И это все позволяет развивать Казахстан лучше и быстрее.
Experts believe that a great future waits for science and education, and Kazakhstan can become the center of these directions between Europe and Asia.
Все условия в Казахстане есть.
Во-первых, мы очень толерантны. Кроме того, еще сохранилась советская школа хорошая. Вот. И если сейчас вот у нас, в частности, в нашем вузе обучаются не только из Франции, да, из Польши, но проходят как бы но с удовольствием из Таджикистана, из Туркменистана у нас сейчас учатся. Это из Кыргызстана учились.
There are several advantages from this. Financial benefits for the country, qualitatively new level for education, and again, increasing recognition of Kazakhstan in the international arena. In December 2017, the United Nations announced the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. The UN General Assembly decided to develop the text of this document, and Kazakhstan was among the first states to promote this initiative. This applies not only to a specific country or region, but to the whole world. It is possible that this document will be adopted